Imagine how amazing your life would be if you only did what would benefit you. According to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, psychological egoism is the claim that people's actions are aimed only for their own personal gain. For example, if you're thirsty, you take a drink of water. This is extremely mild, and I want to go into more depth with you today on what egoism is and why it can be chaotic and unsuccessful in our society. So, first, I'm going to prove to you that egoism is definitely real. This is the philosophy that we live off of. We all perform actions based off of selfish desires, and let me tell you why. The belief desire theory is the first way to prove that egoism is real. So, going back to our example of water, I believe I'm thirsty, plus the desire. I want a drink of water. These are going to equal an action. Your belief and your desire will equal action. So you could think, well, that's true, but I could still do something nice for someone else. That's not selfish. Well, it really is. Because when you're doing something for someone else, it makes you feel good. You get those warm fuzzies that you did the right thing. And in turn, that's selfish. You only did it so you could get the warm fuzzies inside. Now you could think, now that's not always true. Well, let's think about it some more, because I think it is. Say you give your seat up on the bus for an older lady. You may be saying, well, I don't want to do that at all, so it's not selfish. Well, it is, because now you receive the praise and glory from everyone else on the bus. You only did it so that way you could benefit in that way, so you could get glory and praise. So, is this really true? Is what I'm saying true? Is everything that we do based off of personal gain and selfishness? Well, here's another example, and bear with me on this one. Imagine you and Abe Lincoln are on a wagon in a very rural area. I know it's crazy, but just hang in there with me. You and Abe are on a wagon in a rural area on your way to somewhere great, and y'all are talking. And he's saying, yeah, the root of all good is really selfish desires, which in turn is evil. And you say, Abe, come on, man. There's no way that's true. As y'all are talking back and forth, you hear pigs squealing. You look over and you see baby pigs drowning in the mud, and the mama pig is squealing for help. Abe immediately runs to the pigs and saves them all. He comes back and he's dirty and smelly and just disgusting from the mud. And you say, Abe, come on, dude. There is no way that was selfish. You are disgusting now. There's no way you could have wanted to do that. And Abe says, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't care about the pigs. I didn't do that for them. I would have felt guilty all day long if I wouldn't have saved them. So I only did it for me, so I could have a peace of mind. Okay, so it seems like I just proved egoism even more. But let me turn this around. If Abraham Lincoln would have felt guilty all day long for saving the pigs, that means he must care about him. He must care about the pigs because he would feel guilty if he didn't save them. So, is he really doing it for selfish reasons? Because that doesn't make sense. If he cares about the pigs, it can't be selfish. So, now I've kind of disproved egoism. So, what now? I told you egoism's true, and then I just disproved it. So where do we go from here? Well, Thomas Hobbes, a very, very famous philosopher, says, okay, maybe it's more subjective. Maybe it depends on the person. Maybe we're not 100% selfish all the time. Maybe it's just sometimes. Hobbes says that good and bad is relative or subjective to each person, meaning if something's good, if it means it's good, then it's just because you want it or you desire it. But if something's bad, it's just because you want to avoid it. So there's no objective right or wrong. There's no rules. There's no basic principle or law that says right versus wrong. It's up to each individual person. This is chaos. Go back to the belief desire theory, for example. I want a car, so I'm going to steal a car. And in a world where good and bad is relative to me, I can do whatever I want. This would never work. Our world would be complete chaos. In conclusion, humans can care about other people, and we would never be happy in a world where we didn't.